Well, hi, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me and my cat here in my shop. Today is May 8th, and I've got a very late start here. And I came in with some vim and vigor, only to remember when I got in here that, oh my god, I have to do the string again, which is not exactly the happiest thing. I do have some nice new string to use here, and with the aid of my cat. Hey cat, do you like string? Is string something you like playing with or anything like that? Yes, it is. So the difference here between yesterday and today is that string is the right length, and this is not any particular length yet. And although sometimes the instructions tell you how long the string should be, you can cut it ahead of time. Good luck with that. I find I have to install the string 100%. Virtually 100% without cutting it before I cut it, or somehow I inevitably cut it just a wee bit too small. So now the string is sitting here. I've had practice with it because I put it on, so I kind of have a good feel for how to do this on this radio. We don't really know how this is put on. Let me just take it off here like this. Often there's like a three finger thing, and you're weaving the string through the three finger thing like so. And this one does appear to be that way, and it has a piece of what looks like cardboard, probably just cardboard shoved in there, or paper or something, just to tighten it up a bit. It looks like it's been clamped down. It's very easy to bend. There we are. Okay, pointer off. This little piece of material here. Okay, well, let's just take the string off because it's pretty much off now. To preserve the spring. Get some idea of the length of it. It's much longer than you would imagine when you get these off. If you're doing European radios, they have just crazy amounts of string in them. Look at how long this is. This is well more than a meter of string here. Okay, I just wanted to examine the length of it. I didn't want to measure it or anything like that. So I think I'm going to be taking a lot of coffee breaks here while I do this. So the first step is to make an end loop. Nothing to this except tying a knot. This is a trick I learned when I was a surgical aide during the Korean War. No, I'm just making that up. Okay, so there's our end loop. So getting it around the I'm going to stop for a minute and just get this set up. I'm going to get my cup of coffee ready and everything. Okay, I've got the stringing diagram just to the right of me, so it's come under. That's one. Let me do another. Once, twice, and out. And I'm looking at the diagram. It's once, twice, and out. So that's what it recommends right there. Okay, and go up, around, down, and in. Up, around, down, and in. And half done. How you like that? Half done. This is probably not going to stay on the wheel here. What did I do with all my tape? I don't have everything ready. Tape there. That's good enough for now. Okay, now from here the string goes up and behind over this wheel here. Up, over, back, and down. So I'm pretty miserly. I've learned that from my parents. One of my parents' favorite phrases was to get your wear out of something, especially clothes. It's not worn enough. You didn't get your wear out of it. They're very frugal. Over here now. From here we go over the top, around once, and in on the spring. Over the top. Now, there's a bit of a problem here in which the string coming up and this string going down, they got to be on the correct sides of each other. So I'm looking carefully at the diagram. I'm pretty sure this one I just brought over is supposed to be on the inside. Okay, we'll get the length now. You can put it inside later. Of course, you want to cut it a little bit long. I mean, that's not the end of the world if it's too long. Just a waste of some string. My parents wouldn't be impressed. That's on tight. This is dismounted here. This is mounted. The string going up the back is partially off, but not by much. We turn it this way. And then the string coming from here is just going right up there. It's all proper. I can pull this a little tight, swing it around here, get a measurement. Okay, so we got to account for the spring. From here. I would say that's the spot. Now I gotta mark it. Like a dummy, I don't have a pen here. Facing the wrong direction. And we'll put a mark right there. Okay. Is that really true? Up, around, in, and right here, meeting up with the spring. If anything, it's a little long. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this now. Tie the knot, but make it just a little bit shorter. That's quite a bit shorter. Okay, that's my guess. Exactly. Okay, we'll put this on. This time we have to go behind this string here. There's a lot of very just sort of subtle mistakes that can be made. I've made them all many times. I'm trying to avoid them this time. Mistakes you can't really realize until you get the whole thing done, and then you turn it through its range of motion, and then you discover, oh, it didn't work. Okay, I've got this in behind now. I just have to get it on the wheel. Well, you think this would be the easiest part. Okay, we're around. Looks short. Oh, it looks really short. Oh my gosh, way short. And I'm going to put it on this wheel and put it on this wheel and shorten it way up. Oh my gosh, I've cut the string too short too. We can gain some more if I move this over here. I think this is a shorter. Let's do that. Let's see if we can salvage the situation here. Sorry, just banging some metal below me. Well, that's a tiny amount. I don't think that's gonna. I need like an inch and a half. More than that. Yeah, this didn't come out at all. So, okay, either a whole new string or I somehow fix this. Well, I could put the spring up here too. That's a little shorter. How much of a stretch is that? And I have to put it on the wheel here. And on the wheel here, it's going to take up a lot. I think there's a fat chance this can work, but on the basis of maybe it's an easy way out of this situation, I'm going to try it. Yeah. Well, it doesn't look terrible, actually. Wait till I put it on here, though, because it's already tight. Maybe I won't put it on this wheel. Oh, I got to put it on this wheel though, because otherwise it'll dismount like it just did. I'm going to use my pusher puller here. Remount this. Okay, then we're going to stick it on this wheel. This get on the wrong side. Feel some nice slack there too. And this one, totally slack. What happened? Oh, it came off. It came off. It came off. It came off. Okay, I'm going to try to retie this knot. Well, we gotta short the strings. How am I gonna tie that? You know, this is where those little clamps would be useful on the other string. Is there any way of reusing these? Or doing something like it? No, I don't think you can take these off. There's two of them on here actually. How am I going to make a loop here? Coffee break time, that's for sure. Okay, I stood here in silence and tied this on as close to the end of the string as I can get it. And we'll see if that's enough. I can also relocate this knot if I want to and get a little more string out of it there. What am I doing? Something going terribly wrong there. I see what happened here. Okay. What are you doing? You're on the wrong side. How did you get on the wrong side? How did that happen? Don't move. I'm whispering. Lots more slag here now. Okay. Now, let's just hope putting these back on the wheels is enough. Doesn't look like it to me. It's incredibly slack. How come? The string is off. I got this tool wrapped around double. There we go. Okay, that's good. Now we're starting to get some nice tension. One more wheel to pull it up over. Pretty tight, but I think I turn it a little bit. The spring will expand a bit, and we'll be in business. What was that? Watching down here. Very good. I'd say success has been achieved. Now we get the pointer and the little tiny, I've lost the little tiny piece of, there it is, cardboard. So this is a 3-finger thing, and they start with one finger bent way forward. There's a couple with this, that's how this one works, and you have this paper cardboard insert with a string on it. Okay, let's put this roughly in the middle. That's just a little piece of cardboard. I don't think this is anything special at all. Wrap it around the string and get another piece of cardboard. There we go. We're going to crush this in anyway, so if it's a mess, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we wrap this around the string, kinda, and stick it in the clamp. Oop! Stick it in the clamp. Go in. My stomach is. Hopefully, you're not hearing that, but maybe you are. There we are. Okay, that's in. And we'll tighten it up. These are my thumb. And how tight is it? I'm not going to slide at all. Okay, there we are. Let's run the gambit here a couple of times. Is that the proper term? Run the gambit? That's the end that way. This way, because it approaches the wheel here and does that string bending thing, it feels, as you approach this, you can feel it in the control. There isn't like a nice snap. Something just slipped. What slipped? I think it slipped in here. Look at this thing traveling now. So it's traveling right up against here. If I do this, we can make it start further down. But I bet you it'll still get its way up here. Yeah. We'll see. Nope. Nope. So now it's in the free and clear. It's free and clear in the little shaft. Excellent. Good job. Round of applause. Yeah, because wow. These string jobs, ooh, they can be a terror. Seems like the more I do, the better I get at it. I guess that's just the way it goes. Okay, yeah, if you're facing a string job like this, you just watch me do this in, what was it, 20 minutes, half an hour? You should, if this is the first time you've strung a radio, you should be prepared for 4 hours of torture. And a lot of mistakes you won't realize you're making. You know what one of the worst ones is? To get this string wrapped the wrong way around the knob. So when you go to turn the knob and you hope the pointer goes this way, it goes the other way. That's very disappointing. I've had a number of radios come in that are that way. Somebody got them backwards. Well, this is not dismounting. Everything's going good. Let's see what happened up here now. So it's managed to crawl its way up to the front here again. And it has to do with the alignment of this wheel. This wheel is lined up right with the front here, so I think it's going to manage to get to the front all the time. But it doesn't seem to present a problem. If it gets too far to the front here, it'll run out of runway, and it'll start bunching up against this metal bracket here, and then it'll double over on itself, and then it may even lock itself. You can feel all those things if you move the knob and imagine what you're feeling. You can feel all those kinds of things happening. Like right here, it's getting a little tenser. I think it's rubbing in here. And it's doubling over right now, but we're right at the end anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The thing about this style here is it's a little unforgiving when you get to the end of the run. The grip here is really strong on the string. In a lot of these, the grip is actually quite weak. And when you get to the end, the knob just spins under the string. No problem. And yet you can turn it back the other way, no problem. When you get the other end, knob slips again, but not this one. This one's not going to slip till you put a lot of pressure on it and break the string again. Okay, the last thing we got to do is get the pointer on in the right spot, and that was a big hassle last time. I wish I should have marked something when I did it. Oh well. Okay, well, we'll do that next. Okay, let's take a look. First of all, the knob's centered, and I noticed last time that they're actually these holes are actually drilled too close together. So we can also look up here at this gap, and they both say the radio should go a little bit to the right, and we're talking just right there to go. So I think it's in the right spot now. Good enough anyway. And we want to tune this all the way this way and see where it ends up. So it's just going past the point on these little things here. You may have some trouble seeing. Just pretty much right on the point. Wow, was I lucky that I put this on right? So this one stops a little short. Are you looking for your brother? I don't know where he is. I don't know where he is. Well, he could be. He could be there. I'm not sure. He's in the sunshine down there. I don't know where your brother is. What's the problem? Just staring at me, but you can't see him there, and he's in the glow. Okay. Both my cats have recovered from their surgery as if nothing happened to them at all. That's how they seem to be. Okay, so we're going to move the pointer a little bit this way. As I explained yesterday, you grab the string. I'm going to try to do it with my fingers. Tip this up. Grab the string and move the pointer towards the point you're holding onto. Or you hold it on the side toward which you want to move it. That's a little tough. It's right on. It's right. I want to move it that way, but it's pretty much all the way over there. So I'm going to put it in the middle where I can get at it easier. Try and move. I told you, I don't know where he is. Go upstairs. He's upstairs somewhere. Okay, so I'll get a grip on the string. Some sort of grip. Okay, and then pointer. Oh, did I clamp it down so tight I can't move it? Not wanting to move. Not wanting to move. Let me hold the string tighter. Oh good, my buddy's come up to help me here. This isn't going to work, I don't think. What are you doing today? Apparently he likes being in the light today. What's your plan for today, buddy? What are you going to do today? You're going to play with some toys. One of the things our cats just love are big cardboard boxes. If you have a couple of the big cardboard boxes from Amazon or whatever, and I sort of arrange them in a bit of a maze sort of arrangement. Doesn't take much, and they love playing in those boxes. Better than any store-bought toy. Okay, so let's look and just see if I didn't move the pointer, and then we're going to take the radio out and move it outside. So we're looking at, you know, just a couple of widths of the pointer that way. Isn't that right? Bert here, his full name, Bert, he's named after a nut. He's a filbert, but we didn't want to call him Phil because we thought that might upset the cat, so we call him Bert. Okay, I want to move the pointer this way just a short distance. I'm just going to pin the wire here. You know, I was doing it backwards. After instructing about how to hold the string when you move the pointer, I was holding it on the wrong side. And you didn't say anything. How come? Yeah, that's perfect. There we are. That's perfect. Should we check? We better check. Because the pointer has a big role to play in the alignment process. So having the pointer correct is very, very important. Okay, it's in. Ooh, it's not in. I thought it was in. No, not in. Okay, that's in. So we're getting to this dot here. Don't reach in there, cat. We're getting just past the dot here. I think that's good. That's good. Okay. In the alignment process, they probably specify a number of settings on the front here. And so you have to know where the pointer is against the scale. So what I should do is I should look and read that stuff, find out what those key frequencies are, dial them in Cat is fascinated by the string inside. Dial them in and then mark on the plate the position of the pointer. I take the radio out, this stays behind, and I'll still know where those places are. Sounds like a good plan. There's probably something terribly wrong with it. I'm going to look at those instructions now. Let's take a look at the instructions here, and they amount to this little paragraph and this diagram, and some instructions down here at the bottom. Alignment procedure. Perform operations in numerical order as indicated in brackets. Apply oscillator input to antenna terminal for operations 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and to converter grid through 0.1 microfarad dummy for operation 1. So operation 1, no doubt, is the IF alignment, and they're telling you to feed in the signal. They don't have a chart here or anything. So if this was the first radio somebody encountered to try to do this with, yikes. So here we are, operation 1, there's 2 operation 1s, operation 2, 3, 2, the 2 operation 2s. Perform operations in numerical order. Operation 3, operation 4, but there could be, more than one of each one of these. My cat is climbing up here in front of my computer screen. Dummy antennas 0.1, and for the rest 48 picofarad. 48. Yeah, like 48. That's not a standard number, is it? Just looking at all the different places. So here's an IF, and the cat is completely blocking my view. Here, I can look. I got another screen. Now look over there. You thought you were going to stop me, didn't you, cat? So we have the 2 IFs. These are I don't know what to call it. There's going to be a top and a bottom, and you got to get to the bottom from underneath the radio. So you can't do this with the chassis in any way. It has to be out. Then we have operation. Look at this. Repeat number 3. Is that operation number 3? What? No, that must be what he's talking about. Operation BC antenna coil. Where is there another operation 3? There's only one. You can't repeat it. Here we are. 3. No, it just says repeat 3. Here's an operation 3 down here. This is really not a very good way to lay this out. I'll have to talk to the engineer afterwards and tell him, you gotta come up with a better way. How about a table that people can read down? Okay, but I'm sure I can figure this out. Operation 9. Wow, that's a lot of operations. I think the very next step is to play the radio, and that might be it for today. I may save all this for tomorrow, because once I get into it, you don't want to stop, and it's already late. I got a late start today, so let's just play the radio and see what we got here. That sounds like a more fun idea than doing this. This gives me a view of what's coming tomorrow. Okay, let's go back to the radio. You can see that Bird has been taking care of it the whole time. So, don't need any knobs, do we? Maybe on this band change. Oh, I'm gonna have to. That's a phono broadcast. I think everything else is easy to turn. Good. I've got to go and switch on the antenna, which we can connect here. Okay. Okay, Cat, are you ready for this? We're going to check out this radio and have fun with it for a little bit. Look at how excited he is by this. Okay, time for a test. Once again, we're on the broadcast band, I'm pretty sure, and switch is off. We'll go through the dim bulbs here just because. The tone about midway. Turn the volume up a little bit. Wait and see what happens. Now I have it connected to an outdoor antenna. It's only 93 volts here. Ooh, what was that pop? Pop and it came to life. No more pops. We're running this radio with 91 volts. It's way low. Let's jack it up a bit. At least up to 100. Okay, what do we pick up?
It's something to look forward or look out for, but zooming out a little.
It's not right at all.
In Canada, when we say this is a big deal, we mean it, right? You can see that kind of all around. Can you tell us a little bit about your decision to join the Maple Leafs? How that came to be?
Okay, so this is 590, and it's a sports channel. Pretty much dead on. Wow. I think it's 640 right here, but it's interfered with. 680, 740. 820. Very faint. 860 should be okay in French. Ooh, what's that? Who's doing that? Well, I don't know where that's coming from. But it's right on the 860 spot. And we generally don't typically pick more up here during the day. Weird stuff. So these weird shimmery sounds and that, this could be because of the old capacitors that are in the radio. Some weird stuff can be going on. There is one local station at 1580. Sort of local. Right up in here. Ooh! Capacitor shorting out. Nope. Interesting. Okay, we will try a shortwave band. I was going to run and get the cabinet to see what band it is. I don't have to do that. So this would be the this band down here, which goes from 5.7 up to 8 megahertz. And you know, what are we going to get today at this time of day? Probably. Oh. Lots of noises. Only hope would be 6070, which is actually a local shortwave station from Toronto, which I'm sure nobody knows about. It's 10:10 a.m. rebroadcast. Let's see if we can get it. No, I don't think so. Okay, we'll go to this higher band, which goes from 9 to 13. We might get some shortwave stuff up in here, or you might even get something down here, but not so likely. Next band up. Band switch. .33. There's usually a strong, which one? Control. Strong. 9.33 is right up in here. This is probably it here. 9.4 on the dial. Now, conditions have been very bad for listening to shortwave. At least my experience here, the last week, has really been bad. It's been almost, I can check on my radios to see if they're still working. It's so bad. Might get WWE, but very unlikely. Yep. Okay, go up here. Get some stuff up here. I wonder what that repeated thing is. That's the harmonics of something in my house. Yeah, we're getting up to a European shortwave band. It's probably got something in it. Oh, it's because the volume's up. Whoa, whoa. That woke me up. Okay, we're not picking much up. Conditions are probably the reason the radio's probably not performing as well as it could. Maybe last thing for fun, let's push these buttons here. So down on the volume, back to broadcast. Okay, try this one. Oh, the whole radio moved. I haven't got the radio bolted in here. What? What happened there? It seemed to get extra loud, eh? I'm stuck. Okay, enough of the buttons. We don't worry about those just yet. Well, my assessment here is we're going along good. Doing fine. That's my assessment. The swooshy stuff and the poor performance is going to be a combination of alignment and some weak capacitors in there, I would imagine. So what we'll do is we'll start replacing tired old capacitors in this radio. I'll try to do it in a way that reveals the benefit, or the benefit of replacing it, or the drag the component was putting on the radio, which often is very hard to detect that there's any, put a new capacitor, doesn't make a lot of difference. So anyway, we'll work on that tomorrow. And what about the alignment? No reason to align this yet, because it's performing well enough that I can tell it's working. So there's no reason to align it just yet. So I think we will revert to component problems tomorrow and try to get through all that. Great. Well, thanks a lot for watching. The sun is shining outside. It's a cool day with hot sun. It's fantastic. I'll be outside chopping more wood up. There's no end to it. See ya.